How's it going, shipheads? Welcome to Trek Mods live stream, Canadian Saturday night. I've got something we haven't seen for a little while here, the Cardassian Galor class, all modified up. So I got my little shuttle bay down there. Yeah, you can't see it right now because it's dark. And made that little sort of neck pylon piece right there. Relocated that top pod towards the back. And I haven't been playing with this for a while because I've been doing other stuff. Been playing around with all these little 2500 scale models. So I got right here the Cardassian Caldon class ship, which I modified into a Federation style ship. And there's the dish, and there's the wires because it's got lights. And maybe I'll show you that later. But for tonight, we're going to work on this. And we got Jeff here, Captain Charlemagne. He says, how are you this evening, sir? I'm doing very good, Captain. How's yourself? I'm doing all right, man. Good to see you. Thanks for joining me tonight. Looks like you might be the only one here. Somebody else, probably Cam or somebody, whoever's out there, say hello. Hello. So this is like pretty much the last large model that I'm going to do with this style of lights that I've been doing with these pre-wired little fairy light LEDs, because I got a little bit more knowledge now, I have some practice, and thanks to some of my wonderful friends in HTM, I have all kinds of lights and resistors and their knowledge that they're willing to share with me. Well, it looks like my post mount came out. I'm gonna have to re-glue that. It's gotta be like that. I'll have to get in there with some glue and try to fix that. That's probably what I should do first, so that has time to sit and set, because I glued over the paint. But what are you gonna do? All you can do is a re-glue. Shove that down. And this up on there. You have to get the petite marteau. Oh, there goes my shuttle bay. Very odd that doesn't want to. There we go. Strange how tight that was this time. Why so tight? Still didn't go all the way. All right, well, welcome to the disaster zone, where disasters are prone. Just push that down as far as it goes. I'm going to have to get in there with some reinforcement powder. Let's see, Jeff says, all right, Jody, I think finally figured out how to do a lengthened secondary hull for my Excelsior class Dreadnought. A lengthened hull. I'm going to use the Enterprise B saucer with the Excelsior secondary hull. So what are you going to do to lengthen it? Are you going to take like a piece of the rear piece of the Enterprise hull and add it into the Excelsior hull? I don't understand. Lengthened secondary hull for the Excelsior class dreadnought. Yeah, that's a ship with 3 nacelles, right? Okay, so I gotta put this back on. Well, we're off to a great start. I just don't get why that is so freaking tight. Like a tiger. All right, let's go in with the cement. This would be a good time to have some UV resin or some 2-stage epoxy, but I don't have any of that stuff. So I'm going to do this like I always do. Get it in there. Some more here. This will just fill the gap. Soak all in there. Reinforcement powder. You got to put the powder on to make it stronger. Good amount of powder makes everything stronger. All right. So I don't have any wires in yet, so I can freely rotate this thing around. Lose all my powder. All my powder fell out. All right. Tiny hammer, tiny broom. Oh, and it's my friend Ken. Hey, Ken. Ken's here. Hello, everyone. Yeah, all 3 of you. Hello. How you doing tonight, Ken? Good to see you here. Just get... It's in my eyes. Petit marteau. Jeff says, also got a couple new starships. Got the new tool of the Enterprise D. Nice. Another Horner Shipyards. Excellent. And the 1400 Neo Connie. Oh, the Enterprise G. Excellent. And the 1000 Excelsior. Cool. Yeah, I got another 1000 Excelsior. And here's the sausage section. And here's the other piece that's getting added onto it. Basically, I'm making a larger version of this one here, which I made from the 2500 scale Enterprise B kit. I pretty much only used the saucer. The secondary hull's down in there, but it's mostly covered by this other hull that I built up around it. And there's that. And just flick it a switch. I was able to get my lights working again in the saucer. Just needed more power. So this is mostly a scratch-built little ship. And I'm going to make a larger version with my other Excelsior kit that my buddy Howard sent over. That's in the works right now. I just started my video series on it. but I haven't put that much attention on it so far because I've been doing these little side things here, these little small models. And we got Ryan Thompson, and we got Sick Jim. Hey Jim, how's it going? Good to see you there. I missed your hello earlier. Ryan Thompson saying hello. How's it going, Ryan? Thanks for joining. Good to see a new face here. And Keith from Bricks and Sprues. How you doing, Keith? Good to see you too. Good evening, my friends. Nice to see everybody. Okay, so back to this. So banging it with the hammer, I knocked my little shuttle pod off, or my little shuttle bay. I shouldn't have attached this onto here yet. I should have built the model first. This is going to be a pain because it wants to spin around and rotate all the time. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do, eh? So I had a thought. Kind of good that fell off. So I had a thought. Why don't we flip the script on this whole thing? We'll probably flip this around too. Or not. Make it a window instead of an engine. It's got lights in it. But then I got the mounting all wrong. I don't want it to be pointing downwards. I was going to say flip this around and make this the front end. Flip my shuttle bay so the doors of it are in the front or in the back. Let's get a wire on this. I'll show you the inside. Have you thought about a Federation Klingon hybrid ship? I actually have, and I can show you. I've made some drawings of one. I call it the Kronos 2. Let me see if I can find that. Image file. So Jeff says, also in my Dreadnought, I think I will turn to impulse engines. Hold on. I'm looking for photos here. Let me see. Where's ship clips, man? I hate this. I hate computers. Videos? No. Oh, you know what I have to do? 1 second. Oh, more USB places. There we go. So Klingon Federation hybrid. Oh, and there goes my probably would have been easier for me to dig through my pages and find the actual physical picture. Or not. I've drawn so many starships, it's ridiculous. They just keep piling up. Well, let me see. Nope. 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 I know, exciting, eh? Jeff says, so a ship similar to the Federation Klingon Romulan starship from Star Trek Online, the Kittimer class. Yeah, you know what? I saw some, I never played Star Trek Online. Well, actually, I did. I tried because I wanted to make starships, but the game's too hard for me. But I did see a video about that Kittimer class starship after I'd made my drawing. I was like, oh, seriously? It's already been done? Because somebody suggested it on YouTube. And also my buddy Howard was looking at my drawings, and he suggested it too. He's like, how about a Klingon Federation ship? And I was like, oh, that's a cool idea. So I drew one, and of course I can't find it. Nacelles, old drawings. I showed it on Discord. Ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Where's all my drawings? Have you seen my drawings? Well, short answer, yes. Yes. I just wasted a whole bunch of time there, and I apologize. But I will find that. If I knew how to share my screen, I would just go on Discord and bring it up on there because it's easy enough, but I don't know how to do that. Let's see. So Jeff says, also in my Dreadnought, I think I will turn the outer impulse engines into shuttle bays. In fact, I thought I heard someone say that's what they were originally going to be. I think that would make a better thing anyways. Like, as far as an impulse engine goes, it's way too huge of a block to add on to the saucer. It makes more sense if it's a shuttle bay, because the actual shuttle bay on the back part of the Excelsior is pretty tiny. Like, it looks pretty small. And it's weird because in the movie you see a shot of a shuttle coming out of the neck part, out of the front of the neck, right in between those two details. I don't know what those are supposed to be, but you see a shuttle coming out of there, which is weird. Ryan says, as with most things, kids call adios for now. Kids call. All right. Well, thanks for dropping in anyways. I hope you popped on that like button before you took off. Maybe if you got time, come on back later. I'll be doing this until 9 o'clock. And then we'll switch over to Canadian Starships. Ken says, hello, computer. Yeah, that's right. I wish I could learn how to navigate this stuff. I could have just shared my screen and brought up a picture of the ship. Yeah, it actually turned out not quite looking like the Kittimer class, because the idea that Howard gave me was to make it look like a batleth, and I was like, that's kind of cool. So I tried to make it look like a batleth. Russ is here. How's it going, Russ? Good to see you. Just grab the other binder here. There may still be a chance I can find it. Oh, there's a fun one. Ezio Auditori di Ferengi. Yes. Ezio Auditore di Ferengi. So there's Russ saying howdy. Hi to everybody else. All right, someone asked about something, Russ, and I'm obsessed with showing it now because, I don't know, I think it's cool. And I think somebody might appreciate it. Let me just flip this pile over. I think I found the right stack here. By doing it, oh, there we go. So here's some preliminary. There it is, right under this. So there's some preliminary designs of it, right? Throwing the ideas around. And there we go. The Kronos 2. And it's made to kind of look like a batleth. And then we got the sort of that, that torpedo sort of pod that they have on the underside of that head. So yeah, Federation and Klingons made a ship together. This is what I think it would look like. So we've got elements of both right there. There's another fun one. That's a little bit of watercolor and marker and pencil crayon and gel pens. Just whatever, mixed medium. There's one of my concept drawings for the one that I made, the original series Galaxy class. Only I chose to make the, I went with this pylon design up on an angle. I'd say it turned out looking pretty much like that. Thanks, Russ. Ken, thanks, guys. They say I'm a great artist. So there's my first design of it. Let me go get the model and show you. I don't need to work on that stupid Cardassian ship. Pain in the ass. I've been putting it off because I did my wiring weird and I'm stuck. So I have to figure out how to fix it. But here we go. Here's the... So there's my drawing. And there's the model. In its full glory. So I made the dish there from scratch. Let's get this down. There we go. Made that deflector from scratch, just little pieces of plastic. I made the neck. I've shown this before, but I like showing it because it's fun. Made the pylons, made the Broussard collectors, heavily modified the chiller grills there. Made the back, those back tips, impulse. All this is scratch built. Got a shuttle bay there, just like the Galaxy class. And then we got the conference room or whatever, the officer's lounge, just like the Galaxy class. I got the three. I still got to fill these windows with something. They're not, there's no window diffusement there at all. So there's a little back shuttle bay with the observation window. So yeah, this was a fun one. This was the Enterprise D 2500 scale kit, which I turned into this. some of that belongs to the fridge. Jeff says, holy, looks really similar to Kittimer from the upper angle. Does it? Yeah, it's got a shorter, well, doesn't really have that neck, right? It's more longer secondary hull. And then the Kittimer has more of an extended neck, like the Klingon style. But from the top, yeah, it kind of does look that way, right? It looks like one continuous part there. Let me just put this thing away before I drop it or break it, because that's what I do. No dogs behind me. Okay. Almost rolled over him there with the wheels of my chair one time. Well, more than one time. I did it a lot of times. What we got here? Oh, that's cool. Let's just get a little more intimate with these drawings, shall we? Oh, belongs on the fridge. Ah, some of those belong on the fridge. There's no room. Actually, yeah, there's lots of room on my fridge. I don't have any magnets, though. Since we got a TOS version, now we need the TMP version. Very well done, sir. You know what? That's a good idea, Jeff. The motion picture era version of the Galaxy class. And I think I got the perfect candidate for it right here. Get out of there, stupid! That was tight. This guy right here. The one with the weird texture on the hull. It's got like a weird, they tried to do Aztec texture, but it turns out more like wood grain. So this is like the 537 scale. It's a pretty big size model. This would be a fun one to turn into a Galaxy class, don't you think? I don't know. You guys tell me. Leave your comments in the chat. Let me know. Oh, there's some drawings of the 7D cattle bruiser. Trying to work out the actually did these drawings after I had put the model together. I just kind of freestyled putting the model together in that shape. There's my giant colony ship. Giant ship. See? 981 meters. It's almost a kilometer long. Oh, that's almost a kilometer long. And that's almost a kilometer long. The whole thing is 2 kilometers long. And that circle right there is meant to be like an environmental dome, like you see on Earth, what do they call it, Space Dock 1 or whatever, Earth's first space dock thing, where you see in Strange New Worlds where they got all those domes orbiting the thing. Right there, right on the ship. Yeah, really big ship. Really big ship. See, we've got a double stacked shuttle / cargo bay. There's the Defiant for scale. And the captain's yacht on this ship is a Defiant class ship. So that would be your captain's yacht right there. Jeff says, funny enough, the 537 Enterprise refit parts work with the 1400 scale, so you could probably use both. Yeah, if I had the 1400 scale, I might think of doing that. Because if I did have the 1400 scale Enterprise D, I can't really think of any mods to do to the Enterprise D, like to change the way it looks like I usually do with these ships. I totally change it to something else, right? There's not really much you can do with the Enterprise D to change it that much. And that's the reason I did the TOS Galaxy class with the Enterprise D model. There's another angle of that big one I was just showing you there. Front and back orthos. We got the, we've all seen this one. Inside the nacelle. So the nacelles on that are so big that it has an engineering section inside the nacelle right there, where the engineers hang out and do their jobs. And it has its own warp core. There's the boopsard collectors, and it's got another kind of collector slash deflector. So the top one is the warp coils, standard warp coils, and the lower one is the transwarp drive and the transwarp coils. So this is a rail, right? So the idea is that this thing changes its length. The nacelles move on this rail, and you can change the length of the ship. So it's variable warp geometry. So you can configure it differently for transwarp and for warp drive and whatever you're doing. That'd be a fun one to build right there. That's one of the drawings I did before I decided on the Miranda Hornet design. Just kind of getting an idea for something like that. This one I did for Russ. There's your luxury cruise liner, Russ. It has an amusement park with roller coasters. It has a city square. It has another little town. It has sports complex domes right there. There's the command center. That's the hotel and resort. This dome is a pool. And this one's a mountain. Please stop. You're giving me too many ideas. Yeah, I know. I'm not even doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be I'm an hour and a half into it here. Or half an hour into it. And I'm supposed to be working on this one. Yeah. So let's see. We got 3 volts on. Okay, so 50-50 chance I'm going to get this right the first try. I hardly ever do. Oh! What's going on? Come on. There we go. So there's the little 3D printed Cardassian shuttle in there that Donnie sent me. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a whole back wall in there with all kinds of details on it, and little screens and stuff. But I dulled the light down so much that it's really hard to see. So let me see if I can. 2.8. 2.85. There we go. A little bit of brightness in there. And I put a light down below, made some holes in the floor, and put a light down there to try to shine it up through, but it didn't really work out that great. So it's hard to see that, but it's there. I made it. So now I got to get it reattached to the bottom here. What just got disconnected? Oh, hard drive. Get out of here, hard drive. Am I still on? All right. So we get this up through the holes here. Flip this guy over. Try to turn that out of the way. See, you won't be able to. We won't be able to see anything here. So I'm just putting glue around it. Not really. Go. Try and get it as straight as I can. See, I probably should have smoothed out. The other side of this here has got a bunch of details and panels and texture on it and stuff. I probably should have carved that out and smoothed it, but I did not. I did not. So I'm just going to hold it with the meat clamps for a couple seconds. 1, 2, I buckle my shoe. Okay, so there's your problem there. Ain't got no gas in it. All right, so I'm gonna do that thing. Where's my better thing? Hello? Can't find the better thing. Oh, this guy right here. This is a good scooper because it's nice and flat. And it allows me to drop sort of a line onto this. Andrew's here. Good evening, Jody. How's it going? It's going okay, Andrew. Good evening to you, my friend. How are you tonight? Jeff says hi to Andrew. Jeff says, so Gambody released files to 3D print the Enterprise F. Found that out today. Yeah, other guys were talking about that last night on the stream. Ken saying hi to Andrew. The Enterprise F isn't that bad. It's not my favorite of the new designs. I think I like the G a little better. But the F is pretty cool. I like the split neck design of it. I like that aspect. And a couple other things. I just think it's too big. It's too big, and I don't like the ends of the nacelles on the Enterprise F, how they got those rocket fins on them. Andrew says, doing all right, just getting a thumbnail together so I can schedule my live stream. Excellent, excellent. Yeah, Canadian Starships right after I'm done at 9 o'clock. Hop over to Andrew's stream. All right, so I didn't get it. A little bit more on there. Knock off the excess. See, there, now that gap is filled. I can file this. Still a little bit more right there. I think that's what happened because I meant to do this in the first place, but I got sidetracked and I moved on to the next step of something else, or maybe I ended the stream. I don't know. It's been a while since I worked on this one. Under there. Better if you can do that in one shot, in one bead of glue. Now just kind of tappa, make sure it goes to both ends. So yeah, that's much better. If you can get that in one pass with just one little bead of glue, it works really well. So that should be pretty strong now. It probably would have been fine if I wasn't whacking it with the petit marteau in the beginning. But it needed some whacking. It was required of me. Let's get a little bit more in here now that that's cured. Well, it pretty much cures instantly, but all right. So we're good and strong now. We can put the glue away. Keep saying hi to Andrew. Jeff says, funny with the Titan A, give it some ambassador nacelles and fit it in with the TNG era more than we saw in Picard, in my opinion. I find it's more akin to the motion picture era. Because the original design of that was a motion picture era design. And then Bill Krause redesigned it and came up with his version. And then they took his version and it was redesigned into the Neo Constitution, which we saw in Picard. So that's like a triple redesign of an old concept ship. Personally, I like Bill Krause's design a little better. I like the different nacelles. I don't like the current era nacelles, or the ones that they have on the G and on the Intrepid, and they all have the exact same ones. It's kind of boring. Okay, so the first thing I need to do, I'm going to run wires through, and I'm going to start feeding this from the bottom and start my wiring process from the source. Give that a pull. Let's see. I need about this much. That should be enough. I shouldn't need any more than that. So I'm just going to strip it and twist it so that I can get it through there. Uh-oh, we're getting stuck. Have to go from the bottom, I guess. Andrew says, are you planning to stream after I'm done? I don't think so, Andrew. I'm gonna be going out to do something, I think. Jeff says, well, it was slightly tweaked design from Bill Krause, a Ranger variant of his Shangri-La. Yeah. But before that, it was another design that was that Kraus modified. Okay, so we've got some wires here. I'm just gonna tie that up so they can't come through. So I just kind of looped it around so it can't come out. Jeff says, as if you look at images of the Shangri-La, it does not have the full hull design that the Ranger is a more like version of. Yeah, I like the how it's closed in a little bit more. I don't like the original one that has the big gaps in the back of the hull. Not a fan of that. Okay, so I want a little bit more wire coming out here. So let's do this. Don't want to lose it here. That should be enough. I'm just going to kind of tie that off. There. Now I can have access to them. Black. Okay, so let's start plugging stuff together. Probably shouldn't have that tied in together. No. Okay, speaking of plugging stuff together, this might be a good opportunity for me to try the Yaha. So I followed Jordan and Ken's advice, and I picked up some of these little connectors here. Jeff says, go take off and get up early. Work on Sunday. That sucks, buddy. Hope you all have a great stream tonight. Andrew will catch the vid tomorrow. Awesome, Jeff. Thanks so much for showing up. I appreciate your view and your input. And okay. I kind of lost my train of thought there. So yeah, I got these little connectors, and maybe this is a good idea to use them on this because of the way that I have to put this together. That, and I'm gonna need some of these. Okay, so let's start with my shuttle bay. And I got to figure out which is my negative and positive. Okay, so this guy's red. Get some tape's green, but whatever. This will tell me that this is the red one. There. Okay, so that one's my Oh, did I twist them? I better double check. Because I bet you I twisted them and changed their positions. Kind of looks like I did. Oh, okay, we're good. All right. So there's my red there. That's going to go straight to this. So we'll get a bit of insulation off of that. These ones go straight together. So I'm not going to use these little connectors for everything, just to probably connect the top and bottom together. Okay, so the thing I did wrong here was I looped my wires back together somehow. There's no end of these wires. Well, there's one. There's the other one. Oh, there is. I couldn't find it. I was like, what did I do? Or is it this one? Did it with one of them. Yeah, I think it's this one. There's no, there's no end of the wires here. So I got to pick a spot and cut the wires. Because I believe I took away some of the insulation right here. So I can pretty much just attach it right onto there. All right, this is weird. Okay, so that's my red one. A little tape. Don't know how I ended up doing that. I just got all these lights looped together back to themselves. One of these spots here where I joined them up. I could just cut one of these joins together, but they're glued down and that'll make a mess. So what I'm going to do is I don't think I'm even going to cut it. I think I'm just going to put some wires on it. Although if I don't cut it, I can't get shrink tube on it. So maybe I should. Maybe I should cut it. What happened to my camera? It's back. Like I had a Donnie moment there. My camera just reloaded, and I'm not using a compressor or anything like that. Oh, it's tragic. My coffee's empty. I'm gonna have to step. There it goes again. What is going on? Anybody have any clues as to why that's happening? Let's see. I don't have a bunch of stuff open. I only got StreamYards open. My computer's not doing anything else. Camera Studio, get rid of that. Did it just do it again? We're just having a hard time focusing. All right, put this to the side for now. So I'm going to clip it. All right, so that's the red. And I'm going to add one of these. Probably don't need that much wire. Let's see. Maybe I will. If I say I probably don't, then I probably do. Because each piece will have that much wire. Why is my camera flashing like that? Are you guys seeing that too, or is it just me seeing this in StreamYards? Are you seeing my camera? There it goes. Funny, my big screen that shows me the stage went black, but my little screen down below that he says I can see it pulsing. Yeah, that's the focus thing, but I mean when it goes black and then it showed me a loading thing. But only there it goes again. It's black right now and it has a loading thing in the middle. But not on my little screen, only on my main screen. You guys aren't seeing that? Okay, so it must have something to do with my browser then. Because you're not seeing that? Okay, that's good. All right, so we're gonna give this a twist, add in there. We'll add it to this one. Turn on the soldering iron. Time to get some soldering done with the soldering iron. Give this a twist. Twist it like a swollen nipple. I forgot to put the shrink tube. Dang it! Oh, I can just slip it over the end. Do it the half-ass way. This is a half-ass model anyway. I wouldn't mind getting a larger version of this model though, just to do, well, not this model, but the one that has this piece. So the Keldon class. It's basically the exact same model, but they add this piece on the top of it that goes across. The spot where I've added this, instead it's this. And I was looking at the model and I was like, that looks like a saucer section for a Federation ship. So I used all the parts of the Cardassian ship. Well, not all the parts, but I used only parts of the Cardassian ship. And I made it into this mock Federation ship. It's all masked right now, so you can't see my blue there. I still got to paint, peel the masks and all that. Got a big window there. That's going to be a fiber optic. Fiber optics there. And we got the dish here. I still got to clean that up and repaint it. That little bottom part's got a mask on it. That should be like a blue light when I reveal it. Hopefully. I don't know. Fun to make this one anyways. Put that somewhere where it's not going to get smashed. In the paint booth you go. All right, this time I'll add the shrinky dink. Get down on there. Get it out of the way. So I got the soldering iron heated up. I'm going to solder all these before closing it up. Every model that I did before, though, all those ones I brought to Wonderfest and showed you guys last year, none of those had a single drop of solder in them. Oh, actually, one of them did. The Miranda Hornet there, the USS Trenton, which it's called now, had some solder that I used to put together the nacelles. The nacelles. All right, test. Give it a test tickle. All right. Let's take it for a testicle. Just gonna fold that over. Flip that down. Give it a squeeze. Get that tape out of the way. So this, oh, I'm supposed to solder it. Ow! My fingers all burnt to shit. Okay. Step 2. This one. Figure out which one's positive and which one's negative. All right, not that way. So this one's going to be the positive, and that's a negatory, good buddy. All right, so we got a negatory and we got a suppository right there. I think I can remember which one. Make sure I get the other opposite plug instead of putting the same plug on both sides, which is something I might do. So I got the male end here. And we're going to use a shrinky dink. All right, on the wire. And this one's positive. Are you positive? Why, yes. Yes, I am. So what I'm going to do after that is I'm going to disconnect this joint right here, and I'm going to link it into these ones, and we should be good to go. Where's my grease stick? That's this good old greasy grease stick right here. Oh, I'm not. Get over here. All right, so we're just going to flux it up. There's still a bunch on there. Ow. So what I've done was I kind of folded it over, twisted it, I folded it over on itself and double back. Where's my stuff? It was under all that chip. It was under this piece of shit. I like putting the shrink tubing over and finalizing everything before I've tested it. It just makes life exciting. A little bit of drama sometimes, right? Sir Fix-A-Lot is in the house and on the stream. How's it going, Sir Fix-A-Lot? Uh-oh, I'm missing out on the comments and I'm making mistakes. And Ken's like, looks G. Yeah. I can see it pulsing. Okay, not here. And we didn't see that. You didn't solder the negative wire either. No, I didn't. On the first one, I was like, I didn't solder the wire. I was like, oh, well, it should be fine. You know, it should be fine. It should be fine. And Sir Fix-A-Lot, good evening, all. Good evening, Sir Fix-A-Lot. Welcome. I bet you like big ships. And you can't even lie about it. All right, so that's going to go into the top. Now this needs to go into this. So I'm going to cut here, right in the middle where it stinks. Pull this and this. Get rid of that crispy candy coating. Nothing. Nothing. So I'm just kind of winging it here, figuring this out as I go. Alright, so we got lights up to this point. Oh yeah, that's not connected to anything. Okay. So that's red. My favorite wire strippers, the fingernails. Yeah, I got some wire strippers, but they're not small enough for the things I'm doing. They only go down so small. All right, so right here, I probably just didn't get rid of the crispy candy coating good enough. Let's see. Piece of paper here, we'll just give it a rub. Yeah, there we go. All right, so red, red, red. Oh, it's not going to reach over there. Dang it, Bobby. Bobby McGee. Okay, let's see. I got a couple of little pieces here. I guess I'm going to have to splice and dice. So add this one in. Add this one to the negative. So negative here. Ken says, I can't stop watching. It's electrifying. Ha! I'm the most electrifying man in YouTube modeling. Can you smell the singed hair that I'm cooking? I was born electric. I was born electric. Good song. Anti-Pop Consortium. Okay, so now, right frickin' now, not now, right now, that's got to go on there. Let me see, okay, just confirming the deets, making sure I put it on the right thing. So I'm gonna solder these ones. Remind me in the chat. Don't forget to solder, you stupid dolt. My mom used to like that word. You dolt. It was like the mildest thing she would say. And it wasn't just dolt. There was an expletive preceding it. It says, don't forget to solder, you dolt. Thank you, sir. I won't forget. Because by the time I finished twisting that, I would have forgotten, and you threw me the reminder just at the right time. Because, you know, that's the way that I do things around here. I'm just going to do it this way. Just get a little bit onto tip. Get a little bit. Get a little bit on your tip sometimes. Dun, 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 dun. Get a little bit. Get a little bit on your tip. It's fine. Oh no. Dripped some hot flux on the surface of the plastic. I hope it has no adverse effects. Okay. Clip. Clip. We're gonna... Wait. Oh, whoa. Easy there, Bo. We're gonna test it first. Yeah. Whoa! My eyes! Goggles do nothing. Okay, that only flashed because those two wires touched. I was smart enough that I gave myself plenty of extra here. Oh, I did it. Everything is working. I can't believe that it's not butter, but I did it anyway. It's alive, Ken says. It's alive. Yes, yes it is. Ow! Try to make that a little bit shorter. Clip. Ow! Oh no! Oh no! Travesty. It's a Randy travesty. That'd be a good punchline for a joke. Just gotta come up with the joke. It's a Randy travesty. Could have done with some windows down the side, but the ship doesn't have them, so I didn't do them, but I don't know why. It's not like I'm sticking to the way that it's supposed to look. Let's see if I can get that out of the way. Put it down there. Out of the way. Yeah, I could have got rid of some of this, but whatever. It's better to have more than not enough, right? Right, so that's gonna be like that. Oh, we're missing stuff. Remember? Do you guys know what I'm missing? You guys know what I'm missing, right? Yeah, good luck finding that. There's one. Mustang 82 says here, I don't get to catch you too often, but you actually got me back into modeling. What are those connectors you're using called? These are called JST connectors. And I ordered, what did I get, like 10 or something? I think I got like 10 for like, I don't know, $5 from cheap discount websites. Ken says, looking really good, Jody. Thank you, Ken. Thank you very much. And you know what? That was my first time that I ever used one of these connectors. So there you go. I would call it a success. Okay, so I should have 2 of these. So this is the little tail thing that I made. All right, that goes on the back of this. But the ship only has 1. So I divided it in half. And I made, there it is. Made 2 of them. I almost forgot about these. That's why it looks incomplete. Oh, and then there's a back piece. There's a lot of things. I've got to put all those little triangles on. Like there's all these little clear pyramids that go on these spots here. Let's see if we can see inside the shuttle bay. Oh, look at that. We can see inside there. All right. So I put this thing inside out. The Cardassians have it protruding outward. I like it more of a concave style like that. I opened up these little slots here. Got some, I don't know what the deal is with that, but I was looking at pictures and they had lights. So we got kind of a one large front window on the neck there. That little pylon that I made. A couple windows. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah. So I used it here. That was supposed to go here, but yeah, that doesn't fit because it goes here and it doesn't go here. This is wider than the end here because I cut this piece off of the end, converted it into a shuttle bay. So now I got to come up with something to close this end off. Cameron says, dang, great, looking great, Jody. Thank you, sir. Sir Fixlot says, those connectors should really help with my rebuild project when I get back to it. Yeah, you know what? Doing that made putting this piece together a lot easier for me than what I usually deal with. Okay, so we'll take this off. Same thing again. We got to find the positive and the negative. So yeah, I'm going to have to tap into my wires again in a different spot, because I don't want to take apart everything I just put together and soldered so nicely. Don't want to do that. Just there we go. So there's that bit. So it gets one of those clear pyramids on it. It's got some glowing tips there. And we got all that detail that I just, right? So we got the Reliant impulse engine piece right there. If anybody recognizes that, that's from the Reliant. We got some tubes in that from the NX01, the intercooler tubes, and the pipes in that from the nacelles of the NX01. Some of those tubes there. And the little purple canisters or whatever, those are pieces from the NX01. And these are bits from the Reliant, from their super phasers or super torpedoes or whatever they are, the mega phasers that are mounted on that roll bar thing. So yeah, just little bits and baubles from other model kits. And then same thing on this side. Actually, this side doesn't have any model kit parts except for this little bit right here. And the rest of it is just all, crazy glue caps. A little textured piece from one of those pill cards. All right, so this one's red. Mark that. That's my positive. When I started doing this, I didn't have different colored wires. I was just using salvaged wires that I had harvested from old Christmas lights or radios or whatever I could take apart that had wires in it. That's where I was getting my wires. My buddy Ian, though, sent me some wires, like some rolls. So nice roll of red and a nice roll of black so that I can be color coordinated now. It's a little easier for me, but when I did these ones, I did not have those. So I got to figure out positive and negative for these ones now. Let's see if I get it first try. $50 if I get it. Of course not. Right? What am I going to do? Give myself $50? Even if I had $50, I'm not even worth it. There we go. There we go. So this one's a little more subtle. Those aren't quite as bright. And I just got a little Raytheon thing going there. And then just added some, just little various details. So I wanted two of these things. So each piece is one half of one. I split them and I just added details to the other side. So the thing now, okay, a little piece of tape for that one. That's me positive. That's me negative. All right. So fortunately, I left a lot of extra wire here, which helps me out. Helps me out quite a bit. I could probably just, there you go. I'll just splice it into this one. Excellent, but I'd have to figure out where they're going to go first of all. So I kind of had the idea that one would be sort of where it's supposed to be on the tail there. Get in your position. Yeah, now it works. Okay, so let me get the fancier one. This one's a little bit more intricate. I'll get these wires out of the way. So I got to make a cap for that, first of all. Can't really do much before I do that. See, I wanted them like this, but they're not the same. And if they don't look the same on different sides, I fear it might be weird. I don't want anything I'm doing here to come across as weird, do I? No! No! We don't want to be weird. What I do want, though, is coffee. So, if you guys will bear with me for a moment or two, I'll be right back. Just roll that beautiful Starship footage while I'm gone. I'll be right back. Just give me a moment. Any water, buddy? There. Or Paco. Here's a bird of prey you can look at while I'm making my coffee. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. Ah, the good old coffee maker. This sound is not going to be nice. I should probably mute. So my cup is a bell. More coffee bell. Are you okay, bud? Paco's choking. What you choking on, homie? Ooh, fresh cup. Let's see. Thanks, Jody. You said Randy Travis, which made me think of Andy Travis. And now I can't get WKRP out of my head. Yeah, go Andy Travis. There, I got my little medallion put on there yesterday. It's looking pretty good. Got our little bird of prey. These didn't turn out evenly. I think one of the lights fell down inside and is not as close to the surface as I'd wanted it to. Oh, thanks, Sir Fix-a-Lot. If you like that one. Do you guys think Sir Fix-a-Lot has seen the cattle bruiser? I was showing drawings earlier, but I don't think he was here with that. Do you guys want to see the cattle bruiser? Let me know if you want to see it. Because my brain needs a break from that Cardassian one. And it's fun to show off the models that I've made before. Because no one ever comes to visit me, so the only time people get to see them is here. Let's see if I can find it. We'll go over to the model shelf here. Try to get it out of there without knocking all the other ones down. Okay. Try to set the mood a little bit here. So, not the D7 battle cruiser, but the 7D cattle bruiser. I think each model needs a medallion. Yeah, it's something I've been doing lately with the models I've been making. I add that little medallion in there. Let's get some light on this guy so we can see the paint. Because this one has some really cool iridescent paint, which changes colors when you get it into a certain angle. See, something like that. You can see it really well on the bottom, except the base is in the way. There we go. We can see that green undercoat changing. It goes from like purple to bright green. Just get the overhead light back on. There we go. This is too glary. Too glary, Larry. Oh, thanks, Sir Fix-a-Lot. He says, very nice. I like it. I thought it was fun. I was building this on the stream, and I held this up, and I had it backwards, and I didn't even realize. And Ken there says, I think you got that piece backwards. And I was like, really? It's like, I don't know. I kind of like it that way. So what I did was I had this piece, and I had it on this. Well, it's supposed to go here, but I held it up here. And I was like, you know what? That's actually kind of cool. I like that. I think we'll build it. I think I gotta put new batteries in this. It's dying down. Can't hardly see my lights. I do have fresh ones. So there, yeah, that's the 7D cattle bruiser. I shortened the neck of it too there. I took about 1.5 inches out of that neck section. You can see where I've reattached it. Sick Jim says, I'd hit that. Oh no, he says hit that thumbs up. Okay, I thought he meant he really liked this model so much. He was like, I'd hit that. Guess he doesn't like it that much. Yeah, do what he says though. Hit that thumbs up button. Baby, if you ever wondered whatever became of me, I'm living on the air in Cincinnati. Cincinnati, WKRP. Town to town, up and down the dial. Baby, you and me were never meant to be. But maybe think of me once in a while. I'm at WKRP Cincinnati. Here's another one. I'd put a medallion on this one. This one's really fancy. This one's fancy schmancy. This is the USS Trenton. I call it a razor class because I made this front deflector out of a razor cover. And I made this front deflector out of the Excelsior deflector, and then some little piece of a clear sprue there. We got this. I need to do something about those windows. I tried cutting them out, but I put a thick piece of plastic there, and I can't really cut it without smashing right into my little arboretum. But inside there is a little arboretum all full of trees and a little path and a pond and a bridge and all that jazz. We got a little Raytheon going with the vent here and the those little, whatever they are, intakes or turbines or something. We got a little red alert window sitting there. Made that top part of the bridge as a little scratch built piece, that dome part. Made that by hand. So yeah, that's the, oh, we got some bottom details there. So this was like a little hand torch lighter on top of it. And yeah, I've got the medallion there, nice little Federation medallion. And just in case anyone's wondering, I do not have a 3D printer. This is all made by hand with little pieces of plastic. Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Sir Fixlot says, makes me jealous if not only my fingers could get along with smaller scales. Yeah, well, I kind of do this to try to keep my fingers working properly. I got problems with my hands and nerve endings and stuff like that. I get lots of pain in my hands, and my fingers get really stiff. About 10 years ago, I bought a bass, and I started trying to learn how to play the bass, and I discovered it was good exercise for my fingers, and it was strengthening my hands. And it kind of helped me out when I started doing this stuff. It kind of helps me out. It gives me a little bit more control of my hands and my finger functions. That's how I can do all the tiny little details that I do. Alrighty then. Another model shown off. Let's get back to this monstrosity. This monstrosity of a monstrous mass. Oh, the cap for my Trenton deflector dish. I like to keep this little lid on there because it's delicate. I broke it off once, and I don't want to break it off again. So, Sir Fixlot, you like the smaller scale stuff? I actually enjoy the challenge of making these smaller scale models. That's why I did this one. Oh, you guys want to see the Enterprise? Just one more. Pretty proud of this one. Just because Sir Fixalot is talking about the smaller scales. So yeah, I got sent a box of the 2500 scale Enterprise set. So this is a butter dish. And this is an Enterprise in a little nebula. But, you guys ready? There. Thanks, Russ. Russ says that's a super fun build. Yeah, this one actually was really fun. I wasn't able to get lights around the edge of the saucer just because there's absolutely no space right there. The top piece and the bottom piece are face to face right up until it starts spreading out and widening. So I literally could not, unless I had like a long thin bit and I got like some little fiber optic windows in there, I might have been able to do it, but I didn't. So those front three ones are little fiber optics. Thank you, Ken. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of this one. I was even able to get the logo there. I was even able to get a light in the impulse engines, which was difficult. It's just a little SMD inside there. Lighten up the both of them. Oh, and I didn't do the 4 top lights again because there's no space there. There's no room in there to put anything. The 2 pieces are literally like that. And it just goes right in there like that. Nice little diorama. Alrighty. Back to work. I wasted all my time doing show and tell. And, I still got an hour. Andy doesn't start till 9. Maybe I should starting my streams at 7 instead of 6. What's up, kiddo? Oh, yeah. Okay, so, So I got to figure out where these light little mounty thing gets all loose. That lest I spill it. Okay. So I kind of think this one should be the top one to make it a little more visible just because it's fancy. And it can come off right about there. So I'm gonna need an owl. I'm gonna need an owl today. Where's me owl maker? Try this one. I need a large enough hole. A couple of thick wires there to deal with. So I'm gonna sink it right. Well, wait. I haven't even decided yet. Hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Getting ahead of my head. So if one is like that, And then the hotter one can be down. Don't really want it right. Just right like that kind of would work. The underside of the shuttle bay. But then I should have done that when I was making the shuttle bay. It's a little too late for me to do that now because I need to run it up all through there. So, what if there was one coming off right here? That could be cool. That could be not bad, and I can still get into here to, yeah. Like that. So I got to get in there. Okay, so nice. This thing is handy. I can just disconnect that. Put this to the side. I should be able to fish my wire through. That shouldn't be a problem. Pretty good at doing that. Oh, hey. Hey now. I'm trying to determine if I have any wires right in there that I don't want to drill through. I think I'm good. Alright. I think that was a success. Didn't touch any of the other stuff inside. Okay, that's not going to fit in there. So I'll have to figure that out again. Unless the one that I bend over, I can't because I got to twist these together. All right, so the longer one. The longer one is the positive. Let's just try and get that through the hole. Now, reach out this. There's one. There's the other. That's going to make it hard to paint this. Yep. It's going to make it very hard to paint this. Okay, so what I want to do is get myself a bit of gluing surface. So I'm just going to make a mark here with my knife. Ken says, as for the opening on the rear, could you just close it up and put an extra impulse engine there? That's a good idea, but I don't have a... I guess I could... Well, I got a little bit of a light right there. That would probably light up an impulse engine enough. But not really. I think I'm just going to close it up and maybe make like a little feature there. Do something. Okay, so I made a line with my knife there. Just get a file, preferably a flat one. There we go, nice and flat. So we're just going to file on my line. Flatten it out. I just want to get rid of these little raised ridges and whatever paint is here. Rear-facing torpedo launcher is a good idea too. But then there's the issue with not really having a light set up for it. All right, let's get this back before I lose them in there. Throw some glue down on this guy. Try and keep it straight. For a bit. There we go. So I'm going with that little detail in the back there. Try to keep that straight. Just kind of blowing it in there to spread it in. Make sure it permeates all through there. Okay, so we're on a bit of a weird angle here. I need it to be like that. Just like that. Get some in there. Get some in there. A bit more in here, so I don't want to pull that up tight against there. I need a bit of a gap so it all stays level. So we'll fill it with some of this stuff. And that way we're all nice and level like that right there. So it needs to have this little bit of a gap right here. just go in there with this. Some glue. A bit more of this. Knock it in there. Knock it in. Knock it out. Same here. Get it in that void. Knock it in. Knock it out. Solid as a rock. Okay. Did I get it straight? Of course not. It's slightly crooked. There. I was able to. So you still got a second or two before it totally cures. Like, it turns hard right away, but you can still detach it off of there for a second. Okay, I need more goo. I just buy these cheap little tubes of crazy glue. Half the time I forget to put the lid back on, or I dump it and spill it all over the place and get it all over everything. So I'm not going to spend money on extra good crazy glue when I waste a lot of it. And this stuff works just fine. I've been using the Tamiya extra thin here and there for certain applications where it's advantageous to use it. But I'm going to stick with this because I can use the baking soda trick like I just did, right? That's a skill I picked up from when I was doing guitar maintenance and stuff like that. And so the baking soda reacts with super glue, catalyzes it instantaneously, turns it into a hard plastic, which you can then file and shape and cut and whatever. It's translucent, so you can see lights through it. That's how I built up these little Bussard collectors on this. That's glue and baking soda. I just went like this, put a ring of glue around it, dipped it in the powder, put a ring of glue, dipped it, put a ring of glue, dipped it, and I just kept repeating the process until it built up. There's tape around it right now, but until it built up into the dome shape that I wanted, and then I just go at it with a file and sandpaper, carve it down into the exact shape I want. And same with the area surrounding my deflector there, the area that was lit up in blue, that's also, I did the same thing. I took the little piece and I put a bead of glue on the edge of it and then just dipped it, and I just kept going around the piece until it got bigger and bigger and big enough that I could carve it and shape it to fit into that spot right there for my deflector. My deflector. Sensors are showing deflectors. A fantastic filler, says Sir Fix Live. Yeah, it works great, man. And it's good for like things like this when I'm making this here. Okay. So the larger scale USS inserter. So all this whole seam right here is all that, because this is a really thin surface right here. Not much to connect with the glue. Thin plastic. So you put a bead of glue on the edge, you glue that down, and then you can see there the whole seam is filled with it. So that's like super strong, man. That's not going to come apart. And the same thing right here. So I just filled all this in. You just drip the glue in there, let it pool, And then wherever you throw the baking soda, it instantly hardens and stays. And it gets cemented in there. So same thing all along here, right? It's on the inside though. So I just took my glue tube like this, and I just squirt it all and just let it run right down in there. And then you throw the stuff on and it just sticks to it and it solidifies. Sound difficult? What sounds difficult? I sound difficult? My sound is difficult? I don't understand, Ken. I don't understand. You sound difficult. That's the sound of me sipping my coffee. It's difficulticious. All right, let's get a little more luminosity right here. All right, that's looking pretty good. I got that in a nice spot. There's my wire. So I'm going to decide where the other one's going to go. Hey, buddy. How's it going? Say hi. Hi, boy. Hi, pretty bird. Hi, want to be? Peekaboo. See you. No peekaboo. Peekaboo. That's Tori. Hi, Tori. Oh, sound difficult? No, it's super easy. Barely an inconvenience. I should have known. Why didn't I? I should have clued in. I'm sorry, Ken. I should have got that one. Should have known you were going for that. I bet that's going to be difficult. Oh, no, sir. It's going to be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. All right, let's get back down here. Come with me to the intimacy. Come with me to the sea of starshipness. I wanna tell ya. Okay, so that can tie into there. I wonder if I could use another plug. Should I use another plug? No, should I use another plug? I can't determine whether I should try another one of those GST plugs or not. Maybe I'll just try to put it on like that. So yeah, it looks like I put this upside down with all those groovy details hidden inside, which I kind of did, because we can see it nicely like that. But the top here is where I got these parts are going to light up, and then we got the clear pyramid that goes there. So we're going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to put it like that, or like that. I could put it right in like that. Or down on the... Oh, I already said I can't do that. I already said so! Hey, stop it! That's not yours. You jerk! It's not yours. Here, sit down on the ship there. There you go. Have a seat. Chill out. Hey! Okay. Um, I think I'm going to put it right inside. Sort of like this. With the lighted bits facing downwards. And then, but not right there. That's like too close to the shuttle bay. So I think it's got to be here. See, when these little tips are lit up, they kind of look like they might be torpedo launchers. I'm going to attach this one right to here. Just like that. That's what I'm going to do. I should have switched. This one should have went up here. This one should have went here. Whatever. What are you going to do? Right? What am I going to do now? It's too late. It's too late for all that shit. I don't want that to get in the way of my little light feature right there. I gotta make sure I get that flat also with the rest of it. Okay, so we're gonna pull the little detail I added here. Pull that off. Or not. Oh, maybe I didn't add that detail. Maybe that was already there. No, because this is the inside of it. There's no details there. And they're not exactly the same, so you can tell they're handmade. Get rid of this. Sir Fixlot says, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Second guessing. Yeah, I do a lot of that. I change my mind on these because I don't usually have a plan. It's like I don't, sometimes I think about what I want to do and the things I want to do to the model, but I don't really have a plan on how I'm going to do the stuff until I'm actually working on it. And I change my mind a lot because I'm trying things that have never been done before. So not everything I think of works. A lot of times it does, and a lot of times it doesn't. Let's just get this whole piece off. There we go. Instead of screwing around trying to cut it, that's going to be glued under anyways. We're not going to see it. I'm not going to see that. There. Where's me file? Filey Cyrus. Very awful file. That Filey Cyrus is. All right. Goo on my finger. I got goo on my finger. Goo. Yeah. Okay. So we want to be there. this sort of an angle. That looks straight and flat. Stay. Stay. Just give it a couple seconds to try to get hold there. So again, I got the same problem as before. There's a big gap there. It's not contacting the surface much. So we're going to do this. It just runs right underneath. It just wicks under there. Something over here. Just let it fill in underneath. Look at that. So I can sort of move it just a little bit. So now I've got this like gap right there. So I'm just going to do this. That. Shove it right in. Get rid of the excess. There we go. Another solid connection. So yeah, you can see how good that works. When you want something to stick together, sticking together is what good waffles do. Okay, so yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. I'm liking that. You just step back for a sec. Oh, get out of here, bird. Weirdo. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, yeah. Oh, I gotta reattach this. Okay. That's back. Okay, so now these two, okay, let's see, the longer one is positive, okay, longer one. These guys together. negative. All right. I wonder if I should use one of those connectors. Or just try to, let's see, do I have enough room? Well, it'll reach. All right, let's see if I can just do it like this. Positive, negative. Right, this one's got a little less wire to deal with. I think I can still do it though. There we go. Do this. That, this, and like that, and like this, Santa. Nah, it's like this, and like that, and like that. Okay, so now I think that's too big. Okay, I'm gonna need a bigger boat. Where's the end of ya? Where's the end of ya? Hey, don't bite my ear, you jerk. If you're gonna sit on my shoulder, do not be biting me. Sort of use the force. Force it on there. Like so. Don't forget to solder your jolt. Yes. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, sir. I did it. Did you see that? Before I even saw your reminder, I did it already. Get this up here just because I need to get these sort of bundled up like a nice parka. Or one of those cult member blankets with sleeves on the front. Join us and be warm. Enter the warm side. Snuggle us. Just fold that over. It burns your finger a little bit, but come on. Burning your fingers tight. All right. Let's connect this JSTLE. Click. Cram that all down in there. Now I realize it's not as beautifully organized as Ken's professional style wiring. But it should work. I've got a piece of tape on there. Can't have that. I go to paint that and there would be tape on there. That would be awful. I'm going to have to clean that with some alcohol or something before I paint there. And I'll probably forget to do that. Okay, let's see if I broke everything or not. Red. Black. Oh, oh, oh. So we do have a lot of light coming out of there. If I was to put something there, I'm sure it would pick up enough of that ambient light. Come on, look inside. There, so we got those 4 little orange glowies. Top and bottom. Just close that a bit so we don't have such a big gap there. This one's going to require putty galore. Well, I did already put my battery thing in. Sweet. I just got to wire it on there. Okay. So that's not bad. It's not bad. It's a kind of cool. It's a kind of cool day. Is Tori playing pirates, pretending he's a parrot? Right now, he's nice and quiet, and he's sitting on my shoulder, preening his feathers. But yeah, he likes to pretend he's a pirate. A little shit pirate. A little fart bird. Eh? Fart bird. You freaking fart bird! Okay. Alan Kelly's here. Hey, Alan Kelly. Good to see you again in the chat. Seen you before on some of the other streams. Welcome to Trek Mods. Says looking great. Thanks, buddy. Thank you very much. So from the top, it looks weird because it's kind of offset on the stand. I should have thought of that. And I should have mounted my post right there in the stand instead of right there, because on the model, I don't have it centered. I have it sort of off to the side so that when the model's sitting down, see, that was supposed to be tilted a little more too. It's tilted a bit. I wanted it sort of tilted this way. But the shift that I did at the beginning there, see, I can put this up as high as I want. Well, not as high as I want, but higher anyways. That just kind of gives it a whole different feel. I like to use these radio antennas for my stand, because then you got to make sure your wires can handle it. Got to make sure you got enough extra wire to do that. But yeah, I like to do that, and then I can bring it up and down. You know, it turns on the model a little bit. You just got to be careful you don't turn it too much and twist it off. Get this in place so I can almost put this together. I might try the Tamiya super thin when I lock this down, because that would be a good application for it. There we go. Gives it a whole kind of different look from the front. I like the way it looks from the front more than anything else, I think. Alan says, glad to be here. Glad you are here. Yeah, the way that looks is pretty kind of cool. I like the front on view. Let's see, do I still got my, oh yeah. I still got my feature right there. So the last thing I got to do, so I got to close this up, and I got to make a cap or something for this somehow. Hey, shushy. Let's see what I can do. I'll be right back. I'm going to go take a look in my little stash of things and see if I got something to use there. Oh, bird. God dang it. Gosh. Let's see. All right, wasn't that some beautiful Starship footage? I hope you enjoyed that little break. Actually, I had to go to the washroom. And now I got to figure out how I'm going to make that little thing. Cam said, that was great. That was great. Let me just see what I got here. Where's all the bits of that? I bet you that's got some cool parts. had this remote control, but the front part of it had all kinds of cool shapes on it. So we got here, we got some wheels, some more car parts. Not really anything in there I can use. Let's see. Roll around over here. There's that. That's a joystick. From an RC car controller. I could possibly cut that to fit in there somehow. And then we'd have this protruding sort of a tube here. That almost looks like a torpedo launcher. Gonna just keep digging for a sec. Digging around. I really want the other parts of that controller there. It had all kinds of cool chrome bits on it. Watch out, Paco. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Here's another interesting piece. So this was like one of those headlamp flashlight things. Oh, so that side does not come off. It should. I thought it did. Ow! This little panel right here. Maybe that could be a good candidate. It's sort of too curved though. Keep digging. Digging here for a sec. What about my old heat gun? Any parts on there? Not really. Aha! There you are. So we got this nice little V-shaped piece here. It's got like a no. No, no, no. This is kind of a really cool shape. I want to use that somewhere. This whole piece right here reminds me of a secondary hull shape. That can be cut out and used. Let's see what Russ is saying. Russ has good news. I know I said I'd be done with my current ship sooner, but it looks like it should definitely be done tomorrow. I'm pretty pumped. Well, that's awesome. I'm excited to see it. I was also pretty excited today. Rob Betts put out a new video. He rendered the NX-01 in really nice, wonderful detail. So go check out a channel called Rob Betts. I want to try to get that guy into our group. Todd was saying last night we need a 3D modeler guy in our group with us. I think he'd be a good candidate to join us. Really knows his stuff. He seems to be a pretty nice fellow. I've interacted with him on a few occasions, and he was working on one of my drawings for me. It's one of the two people that I have working on turning my drawings into a 3D model. Although I don't know what we'd do with it after it was done. Let me see. I'm ripping stuff apart here. I gotta. My spring got sprung. I was looking at this piece with little. It's got a button in it. I wonder if I can use that button for something. I could probably utilize that switch in a model. I'll keep that intact. I'm running out of stuff to check. Let me see. I've got this piece here. I suppose I could chop that down into another shape. Russ says, sweet, will do. Yeah, that's BETZ, Rob Betts. Or, sorry, BETZ. Yamato, Yamato. What's the difference? So this is like a real specific shape. I can make something that shape, but I'd like to kind of start with something close to that shape. This is interesting here. This flashlight bit's got a, wow. That would make a really cool deflector dish for a really big model ship. Look at that. Whoa. That's kind of cool. The one that's in the center there, that's sort of like a, oh, it's not even, it's like, it's got 7 sides. That's really odd. That would make a cool dish. I wonder if I could get that out of there without damaging it. And it's like just the right size. I could use that in my Grissom. Because my Grissom is getting a deflector dish. For sure. It's gotta have one. All right, what else we got here? This bit of a lantern, but there isn't really anything on there. All right, so here's something that's kind of the right shape. That's almost the exact shape we need right there. But it's just the boring flat plug. I can cut that out of a piece of plastic if I just wanted a flat piece. I'm looking for something I can put in there that has some design element to it. You know what I mean? If I can use the pieces of the leftover pieces from the little model. So there's the size difference. So this is the 2500 scale model, which I didn't use this piece on there because I made it into a Federation ship. That'd be kind of cool, just add it right there. Add it on there somewhere. But there's actually another chunk that, right here. So this part right here, let's see if I can get them the same size. There we go. So yeah, there's that part left over from the other model that I didn't use. And it's kind of got, so I can cut a basic flat piece. Oh, there we go. Oh no. So what I can do is kind of cut a flat piece that's the shape of this. Oh no! And then just add this on. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. What about this one? Got a leftover bit here. It's kind of the right width. It's already got a chunk out. Let's see what we can do with this. Let's see what we can do with thee. Just get rid of that excess. And put this up like this so we can see what we're doing. Everything's in the way. Everything is in the way. You'll be right there. You'll be right there. Time we got? I got 10 minutes left. All right. I should be able to get this stuck on there in 10 minutes. Let's see. We're going to go here. Here. So I'm going to leave a little excess and we're going to go here. Here. So we'll just cut this off flat. Okay, so we got that much of it covered, which is pretty good. All right, so this isn't even. Whoa. Okay, so we can move that out of the way for now. this guy right like that. So this Rob Betts guy did a ship of his own design called the Relentless Dawn. And it's like really cool. Alright, so that isn't exact. I should have flattened that out a little bit first. The way that was cut, it was like this. I wasn't getting any surface area attachment to the end of the model there. That's better. Put the glue on this piece this time. There, that's better. It's making a lot more contact. All right, so the usual right here. Bit of reinforcement. Get rid of the don't need the lights on right now. Don't know why I had that on the whole time. Okay, so I need a couple little, I'm gonna have to trim this off. Have to trim that off. There's a little gap there that I'll have to fill because the back end wasn't cut completely flush or straight there. Get in there. There we go. Get that on down. Okay. So that's not bad. Made a lot of progress tonight. I got my wiring figured out. My lights are finished. All I got to do is finish buttoning up that little back piece right there. And it might obscure it too much, but I was thinking I might put some of this, cut this plastic here. So the plastic is green. And I might try to put it on the shuttle base so it kind of looks like a force field. I don't know, I had that idea some time back, but it might need a larger scale model for that. This one's kind of little, that's a small little opening to try to mess with. So I'm going to leave it there for tonight. Let's see, put the cap on my pen, put the cap on my glue. What else do I have to do, Ken? Oh, turn off my soldering iron. Turn off my sonic saber. And my power supply, because I'm not going to put the lights back on. Thank you, Ken. Great stream. See you on Andrew's stream. Yes, we'll see you on Andrew's stream. Are you producing for Andrew tonight, Ken? I'll be around for a little while, but I'm going to have to take off. Mary's out with some of her friends, so I'm going to have to go be the driver tonight. And if the ladies want to go anywhere, I'm ready to bring them around. And when my wife's ready to come home, I have to go pick her up. So there we go. There's our Cardassian Galor class modified ship so far. And that's what I did today. So everyone that's here, Ken, Russ, Cameron, Alan, Sir Fix-A-Lot, everybody that showed up, Sick Jim, thanks all you guys, Keith. I appreciate everybody coming in, checking it out. We'll see you guys. Flip over to Canadian Starships. I'm going to have to ask Andrew again how to set up that redirect so that you guys will just get automatically kicked over to his stream. He's coming up next. We'll see you guys in the chat. And keep on trekking until next time. In my description, there's a link to our Discord server. Check out the links in the description and check out the link to HTM. Look at everybody else's channel. Subscribe to all my good buddies who are mostly in the chat here. And have a great day. See you guys over on Andrew's stream. Bye.